I'm talking about the value of spiritual practice, and walking can be a spiritual practice. Is when I walk with my family, they say I walk too fast. I think it's from years of walking, and I used to have to walk. I'm good at walking on flat land, and then there's the walking part when I was at Cal State Dominguez, up and down those hills. Boy, that was quite interesting with backpacks and all that other stuff. So, that's a conversation to be continued. This is morning meditation, morning chatter, but the greatest chatter that we can have is the chatter of stillness, the chatter of focusing on spirit, being intentional with our day. And so I'm inviting you all to be intentional with your day, wherever you're at. And it has been pointed out to me that there are people on different time zones, and they are not here in the morning like we are. But we're going to invite you to pause with us just for a little bit and breathe. Anchor in the space of love. Let's move into the silence for a moment. We'll have sacred readings, silence again, and then we'll affirm our attention for the day. And as you're dropping into the silence today, I invite you to drop into the heart space. Our reading this morning comes from 365. Science Mind, a year of daily wisdom from Ernest Holmes. Today's reading is entitled, I Radiate the Fullness of Life, for I Fear Nothing. We start first with First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 15. Ever follow that which is good. In the name of good, I unify myself with the divine presence. Fear has no place in my being. God is not afraid of anything. The divine mind has no enemies. Spirit knows no opposites. As I consciously draw close to this divine center and source of all being, I feel the radiation of its warmth and color. I enter into the faith made perfect through love and confidence, that assurance made complete by the abandonment of myself to the divine, acknowledging good in all my ways, desiring only the good for others, refusing to accept evil as a part of the divine kingdom. I rest in calm assurance. Peace, poise, and power belong to my kingdom. Joy and love are gifts of the high on high, gifts that I gladly acknowledge and enthusiastically accept, knowing that the gift is not to me alone, but the gift of life to all that lives. I gladly share my good, scattering it everywhere, knowing that everything is love. I gladly give myself to life, to the joy of living. I invite you to anchor and drop into this space with joy right now. Again, our reading comes from 365 Signs of Mine, a Year of Daily Wisdom from Ernest Holmes. Today's reading is entitled, I Radiate the Fullness of Life, for I Fear Nothing. We start first with a biblical reading from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 15. Ever follow that which is good. Ernest Holmes writes, in the name of good, I unify myself with the divine presence. Fear has no place in my being. God is not afraid of anything. The divine mind has no enemies. The spirit knows no opposites. As I consciously draw close to this divine center and source of all being, I feel the radiation of its warmth and color. I enter to that faith made perfect through love and confidence, that assurance made complete by the abandonment of myself to the divine, acknowledging good in all my ways, desiring only the good for others, refusing to accept evil as a part of the divine kingdom. I rest in calm assurance. Now I invite you to breathe with me as we bring this reading to closure. I'm going to invite you to activate this within your spirit by unmuting and repeating after me. Peace,
Peace,
poise,
poise,
and power belong to my kingdom.
and power belong to my kingdom.
I rest in calm assurance.
Rest in calm assurance.
Joy and love are gifts
Joy and love are gifts
from on high.
from on high.
Gifts that I gladly acknowledge
Gifts that I gladly acknowledge
and enthusiastically accept,
and enthusiastically accept,
knowing that gifts
knowing that gifts
is not to me alone,
is not to me alone,
but the gift of life to all that lives.
but the gift of life to all that lives.
I gladly share my good,
I gladly share my good,
scattering it everywhere,
scattering it everywhere,
knowing that everything is love.
knowing that everything is love.
I gladly give myself to life,
I gladly give myself to life,
to the joy of living.
to the joy of living.
Breathe that in right now. And as we breathe that in, we anchor into that space, knowing that that presence is ever giving of itself. It is abundant, it is overflowing, and it shows up in practical ways. So I'm acknowledging this presence right now, knowing that every ear that hears this, that their awareness, their focus is on this essence, and that their faith, their belief is anchored in this awareness, knowing that every single need is already met, that the presence of the divine meets us each where we're at right now. So we grow in our awareness, we grow in our acceptance of this good, and we grow as a divine circulator of life. So this is what I know that is taking place in the life of every single person here. And I know that that wonderful presence fulfills itself in practical ways. It shows up in our work. There's more than enough to serve, to support, and to express life ever giving of itself. And I know that it shows up in its own unique and particular way in the work and the way we serve. I'm claiming success. I'm claiming abundance. I'm claiming good. And I know that if it fulfills itself there, it must fulfill itself within our homes, within all of our relationships, knowing that every need is met, that the right people show up in the right way, that there is perfect balance within our relationships, and that the beloved is always present. And I call that beloved infinite presence, and it reveals itself within our partners, within our life experience. It is the good that is ever expanding and expressing itself. So I'm giving thanks for all of our loved ones, our companions, and all the good unfolding there. And that same truth is the truth of being within our bodies. Our body temples reflect the wisdom, the light, the love, and the beauty of wholeness. It is perfect radiance within every cell of our being and the subatomic presence. For I know that this physical body is simply a host to the infinite, which is filled with beauty, light, and love. And I give thanks, for I know that if it fulfills itself here, it is the presence of richness and abundance. Like the lilies of the field, they toil not, for they know that their needs are met, that they're fed, they're nurtured, and we know that they are abundant. I'm knowing the same truth about our finances. And I'm knowing that the presence and divine wisdom has already pocketed itself and revealing itself within our experience, within our choices, within our intention, within our actions. And what I'm knowing is it brings about balance, it brings about good, it fulfills itself as a mighty blessing in this thing we call life. And I give thanks, knowing that this presence and this light I've spoken of for each individual is the same presence that fulfills itself collectively. So we rise above any sense of limitation today. And we allow the presence to expand itself, reveal itself, assert itself, advise itself, and bless itself within each and every one of us. And it is the presence of good. We call it good, we're calling it God. And I know that all of humanity is blessed. There is no exclusion, only inclusion. And I know that then inclusion is perfect love, embracing, fulfilling itself within each individual. And it is our needs all met and blessed. Breathe that in right now. And as we breathe that in, we affirm together. And so it is.
So it is.
And now it is.
And now it is.
Amen, amen, and ashe.
Amen, amen,
And Amen and Ashe.
Mhm. So we give thanks for this wonderful time together. I'm going to say goodbye to our YouTube audience. Thank you for being with us. And I'm going to invite you to come and check us out. This is Happy Wednesday Eve. That means that tomorrow is full, bright, and full of good stuff.
Yeah.
Guess what? We're going to have a special movie and we're going to post it so that you can find out about it and you can come and be a part of it. So stay tuned. Bye bye, YouTube.